You know, that most of the planet, most human beings have to walk through this learning, that we start having all the various emotional reactions to life experiences, and then we get caught in a kind of a fear anger loop. And the fear anger loop is one of being afraid that we're not going to have enough, being afraid that we're not going to perform or not be enough, being afraid for our safety or whatever it is. It is fed through doubt. And then the ego body wants to compensate for that weak feeling of doubt and that uncertainty. And so guess what happens? We get angry. Now, for some of us, anger is considered a forbidden emotion. So instead, we sublimate that into action, that we don't recognize the anger anymore. It's just action, action, action. And so that fear and that anger start feeding themselves in our lives until we are able to see that it helps us to pop and recognize the truth of what is out there, which is infinite abundance. You know, and when we move into infinite abundance, we're moving out of the victim energy. And I want to pop this up for a second. You know, we've talked about the victim triangle many times. The key here is to understand a subtlety. The energy of victim, abuser, and rescuer is one energy, and it has three faces. So when we feel like, oh, somebody needs to do something, you know, if you see something that is agitating you and you say, well, somebody needs to take care of it, what you're saying is, I do not find within myself the passion to take action, and I'm dwelling in a victim energy, looking for a rescuer. And so the victim, rescuer, abuser energy is playing out throughout density. It is one of the first energies that we grow through on the journey of self-ascension. And so that brings us to the next step is, well, how do we grow through that? And so the answer to that question is by becoming conscious, by moving into the conscious cycle of self-ascension. And as we bring that gratitude forward, instead of the victim, abuser, and rescuer energy, we have the teacher, mentor, and healer energy. And take a look at this Merkaba. The first upward pointing triangle is teacher, mentor, healer. And those are the energies of someone who has loved themselves enough to not displace their empowerment, to not give their power away to others. When I love myself enough, I learn from my life. And I'm willing to share what I've learned as a healer or a mentor. And guess what? The other triangle that creates the Merkaba, the peace, love, and joy, becomes an everyday experience. And I know those of you watching here, put it in the chat that you have moved in your lives. You've been in the victim energy, and you've been in the teacher, mentor, healer energy. And what is the magic that brings you forward out of the victim abuser into the teacher healer energy? And I would suggest that most of you are going to find lessons of love, of peace, and joy. The lessons of saying, I am, and then filling that in. I am a teacher. I am love. I am joy. I am a mentor. All of those proactive, passionate action declarations arise from a heart that has been aroused to the truth of who you really are. Oh, let's take a moment on that.
Yes.